USA Today predicts the Detroit Lions to have the worst record in the NFL for 2019. Okay, so yes, this article says that Detroit Lions will have the worst record in the NFL. Like, that's crazy. And this guy who wrote this article knows that we have a lot of optimism heading into 2019 because he talks about it. Now, it does say who talks about this, and his name is Nate Davis of USA Today. So first of all, it's USA Today, so they probably don't know what they're talking about in the NFL anyways, so it doesn't really bother me. And I try to get bothered with these because, as we know, the Detroit Lions never get love. We haven't seen the Detroit Lions ever get love on one of these articles. I can't think of a good article that we've actually seen predicting the Detroit Lions record. So with that being said, I'm not surprised. But, again, he says we're going to have the worst record in the NFL, so that's kind of crazy. Like, that's crazy. So you can see here, Davis on Monday, he has his projections for each NFL team, and he's saying the Detroit Lions will be 3-13. 3-13. I could name 4 teams on our schedule that we will 100% beat. I could probably do that. But I decided, you know what? Okay, let's get a little bit into this article. So let's look at what he has to say. Why the Detroit Lions will win 3 games in 2019. So he's saying he has the Detroit Lions dead last. Obviously, if we win 3 games and we're not last, our division is trash. And the Packers, who projected 3rd place on his projections, Nate Davis, is 6 wins ahead of the Detroit Lions. So that means that they would be 9-7 and in 3rd place. That's a really good division. So he's basically saying our division's too good and we trash. So now we look at it, and he basically says, difficult to envision Coach Matt Patricia improving on a 6-10 debut. He writes, 4 of their 8 home game dates come against 2018 playoff outfits. Doesn't worry me at all. That means nothing to me. But okay, we'll keep going because last season, honestly, usually has nothing to do with the next season. But I can understand why they're saying, yes, they have a very tough schedule. In their first 5 games, I could see if a writer said the Detroit Lions would go 1-4, 0-5 in their first 5 games, I wouldn't even be mad. I would not agree with it. But at the same time, I can understand why you would say that. But to win 3 games, like, we're going to get more than 3. So he also says that doesn't include the Packers or Vikings, right? And I think we're going to sweep the Packers again. And see, everybody's trying to hype up the Packers like they've done something in the last 4 years or whatever, but they haven't done anything in years. So I'm not scared about the Packers either. We beat them the last 4 times. We're probably going to do it again in 2019. So with that being said, he says Week 1 in Arizona and Week 9 in Oakland in the season's first half unlikely to help either. So you think we're going to lose to Arizona and Oakland? I'll tell you what, man, that ain't going to happen, okay? And then he says the other 3-win teams will be the Dolphins, the Bengals, and the Washington and the Arizona Cardinals. Okay, so yeah, those teams are trash as well. Cincinnati, I could understand that. Cincinnati's been pretty bad the last few seasons, and I could see them kind of doing that. But he's saying the Arizona Cardinals, and if he's saying the Cardinals, and he's saying Cardinals are going to be 3-13, but he's saying it's not going to help us playing Arizona. So I'm not sure where he's going with that. So he's basically saying the Cardinals are going to beat us. So I'm not sure who he thinks that we're actually going to beat. So I'm curious to see if he says who he thinks that we're actually going to beat. So then he says the Lions have 2 of those teams on the schedule, right? Like I said, opening at the Cardinals and traveling to Washington in Week 12. We will win both of those games. Okay, and then it just ends. So literally he has nothing to back it up. Now, I could probably dig deeper into this and say, oh, what's his like who he thinks the Detroit Lions will be. But honestly, I don't care because I know we're going to win more than 3 games. You guys know we're going to win more than 3 games. Even y'all negative people out there that say the Detroit Lions will go 6-10 again, you know we're going to win more than 3 games. I'm not worried about that at all. And to say we were going to have the worst record in 2019, I love that kind of stuff. That's great because when we come out and we ball in 2019, everybody's going to be surprised. And they're going to be like, how did that happen? Well, we're all sitting here. We knew it was going to happen. You guys were over here sleeping, but we're awake. We were awake the whole time. So he really doesn't say who the Detroit Lions are going to be. I'm sure he has it out somewhere where you can check it. But he basically says that we play the Cardinals and the Washington Redskins, who are both going to win 3 games. So we will beat both of those teams. I'm very confident. Now, the Cardinals, maybe not as much. We'll beat Washington. We'll beat Oakland. Okay, we're going to beat those 2 teams. I'm confident we're probably going to sweep the Packers again. We'll get one versus the Vikings. We may get one versus the Bears. Off the top of my head, I can name a lot of teams. We're probably going to steal one either versus the Chiefs or the Chargers. So that being said, we're going to win more than 3 games. Don't listen to this stuff. This is whack. Anyways, let me hear your thoughts, comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'm out.